That's right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Car Stereo Talk. We are your hosts. I am Dean.
I am Dean. He's Fernando.
Sure, we can play that game. What is everybody doing today? Hope everyone has had a fantastic Saturday. I mean, it feels like we just did this, I don't know, a couple days ago. It's just been
Feels like it.
it's been a lot the last couple of weeks, because we've had a couple extra shows, and then of course we filmed the Ken thing. And then we did a podcast for SQology. I mean, it felt like last week we were putting this thing up every day. It's very strange. The SQology podcast has not been out yet, but hopefully some of you guys are enjoying the new Car Stereo Talk, whatever it's called, podcast that Brian and I are doing. That's Brian Mitchell. That goes live every week.
Yeah.
It's,
Every week, you guys are crazy.
It was not my idea. It's not my idea. I hope you guys have been enjoying them. We're filming as many, or I said we're recording as many of them as we can. Definitely not something for viewing. So, but yeah, it's a little different. It's a lot of fun. But it is Saturday, which means, I don't know what it means. It just means it's Saturday. We got a show for you. We're going to talk about some cool stuff. But before we get to the questions, while you guys are getting your questions in the queue, of course, I'm going to go through the hellos in a second. I just want to get the housekeeping out of the way. And I'm going to hit the wrong button. I want to hit that one. As you know, we've been talking a lot about the Arc Audio Moto line of products for both, I don't know, anything you need that's rugged. I guess that's the term we use in audio now for rugged. You need a rugged amplifier so that it can get dragged through the mud. Are you going to need some rugged speakers? Well, of course you need some rugged speakers. And today we're going to talk about this guy right here, which is the CX6. Now, the thing to know about the CX6 is at some point we're going to be doing the cool Bluetooth speaker, not using this. This is the backup speaker, of course, just to see if, I don't know, the other one doesn't do as well as we were hoping. But this is just like its counterpart, the CX9, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep, which is the 6x9 version of this. One of the things that makes these speakers pretty cool is that, as you can see there, the tweeter is fully suspended. So I can put my hands behind it like this, knock Fernando in the head. And so, yeah, we actually have a true component speaker mounted and a coaxial multi-element, we could say. Ooh, I know we're getting crazy on the words. Vented pull structure so that it can dissipate all the heat that this thing is going to be having to deal with as you put it on your crazy ride and just jam out to this thing. Let's check out. Oh, what did I do? Hold on. Let's go here. Let's go down to this guy. Right there we go. Yeah. We need more. Let's go down. I don't know who that guy is. Oh my gosh. Here we go. So let's look at some specifications on this thing real quick. This is a 6.5-inch coaxial. It's got a power handling of 260 watts with a normal power, peak power handling and regular power handling of 110. And then the overall efficiency is 92.5. This thing is loud. This thing is very loud, very cool. It's got an inverted rubber surround. The cone is made out of, as you would expect, something that's going to be rugged. It's made out of a composite material, we'll call it. It's almost like a plasticky something. Yeah. So that it'll be able to handle the elements and bounce around and do all the fun stuff. Ooh, looks sexy. Anyways, head over to arcaudio.com and check out the Moto line of products. If you need something that's rugged, yeah, love me the ruggeds. Okay, so while that's up, I'm going to just go, hey, Frank. What's up? Happy Saturday. There's Frank. It updated. Hi.
What's up,
you're like clicking things as I'm clicking things.
Yeah, okay.
Yo,
Go
hello from Vegas. What's up, peeps? Hello from the Pacific Northwest. Cold and cloudy. Shocking. Hello. Hola.
Hey.
Good afternoon. All right. Now, it's funny how it'll just stop working. Hello.
Hello.
From my truck while comparing presets, realizing I have no idea what I'm doing. Craig, that's a funny one. And I don't mean like, haha. I mean, you're right. That is one of the things that we talk about often when we're talking to influencers, as I would say. I might want to call them that. Is that even if you knew what you were doing and that you knew like this is the treble side, this is the mid-range, this is the sub, which you probably do, do you know what it's supposed to sound like? Right? Do you know, like, what we found by polling a lot of our customers and people we're doing work for lately, and just anyone that we talk to, is that a lot of people don't actually have a home stereo, whether it be something as sane as, let's say, Steve Mead does, or something normal where you have a right, left, center, some surround. What we found is most people, Sonos is very popular. You have that Sonos soundbar, that Walmart soundbar, or the soundbar that came with your TV and a bucket of chicken. And so a lot of people, when they're listening in their cars, they don't have a good reference. So even if they don't know what it's supposed to sound like, which is kind of odd. And that's also a lot of the retail side of it. A lot of the retailers that are tuning cars, wink, wink, have no idea what they're doing, in the sense they don't know what it's supposed to sound like. So yeah, you're not alone is what I'm getting at. It happens. Twin Cities checking in at 60. Ooh, that sounds good. Dude, I would love to leave. I know we're going to get it at some point in like 3 months, but I'm hoping that Vegas is cool. You know, like when we go to SEMA, it's kind of cool at night. That feels so good. Oh, yeah. I just want to sit outside and take it in. Although sometimes it's really cold and I don't want to sit outside.
I'm looking forward to go to SEMA, but I don't looking forward
What's
to
up,
go
Fang?
to SEMA.
Why are you not looking? What do you mean?
Because it's Vegas, bro. It's
oh, Vegas
so
sucks.
dry,
Vegas sucks.
And I
Oh,
get
yeah,
sick.
Yeah,
Every time we go to SEMA, I come back sick.
Do you take your vitamins? Do you take anything while you're there? Do you take anything before you go there to build up your immune system? So these are the things. If you notice, for the last couple of weeks, I've been packing my vitamins. I've been eating, you know, my all my stuff, so that when we get there, because I got 2 weeks of going to crazy people events, so I've been loading, man.
So over there where I used to live.
Yeah, you don't do that?
No. my mom, my friends and cousins and the family is like, dude, just put a freaking necklace of lemons, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but you really can't interact with people. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, maybe if you throw lemons at everyone else. Good afternoon from Athens, Georgia. What's up?
So I'm gonna just walk around with the lemons in my neck, so I don't get sick.
I mean, okay, this is one of those questions. You should, but don't. Please don't. Just take some vitamins. Is 3M fabric friction tape acceptable used as a test of tape if you are in a pinch? So I would say that you could use whatever you like. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it depends what you're trying. Like if you're trying to do an insulator, yeah. What you just don't want to happen is it unravels itself. That's really where it all falls apart. So you want to make sure that whatever tape you're using, it's applied to the wire itself, and you have a good overlap so that it won't want to untwist itself. At the very end, I like to do a couple extras, maybe put some shrink wrap over it. But the secret to never having to go into it again is making sure that you don't tape over any connections that you've made. So like if you have to solder 2 wires together, put a break in the tape so that you can, and then use a different tape or just leave it open so that you'll know where the break is, and you never have to take your tape off again, and then you never have to worry about getting sticky fingers. So other than that, yeah, that's all I got for you. Hi, Scott. How you doing? What's up? So, hey.
What's up?
Frank, Jody, Frank, you guys. Good morning from Sydney. He's in the land down under. Do you like Vegemite? I know that's like the cliche thing because of the song, but I've had it before, and I thought it was like very gross. I didn't know if that was like I feel most people think it's got to be gross, right? But then I also feel like a lot of people, you know, just like stuff like you like that disgusting powdery crap that you put on everything.
Tamarind?
Yes, it's so disgusting. I couldn't believe that was a real thing. Good afternoon, 5-star. Yet another DSP question. Can a 6-channel DSP amp run the rears through 10 OEM amp, or is it through the head unit? I don't know what tan is. You think you got an idea on that one?
Good afternoon, 5-star.
I don't know what that means, but
I think it's like rears through the OEM amplifier.
Or through the head unit.
Or through the head unit.
So okay. So if you're talking an OEM amplifier powering anything, like, so for example, let's say you do an Amp Pro and you go into an amplifier and then you got 6 channels of DSP, but you got enough to where you can either leave the rear channels on the factory amplifier. The reality is no matter what you're going to do, unless the signal is passing through your DSP that you've put in, you have no control over them. So they're just doing what they want. And the problem that you run into is that you may run into is that if you're going to be using factory amplifiers or even head unit power for that matter, without having any control for it, like in an aftermarket head unit like Kenwood's, they have a ton of control for volume out of the channel so that we can volume match the amplifier to the radio amplifier, because sometimes the radio amplifiers get loud real quick and an aftermarket amplifier is more linear. So, you need to be able to dial that down. Also controlling where the distortion is. So like a factory amplifier, whether it be in a radio or not, volume is going to get hotter faster, or it's going to distort quicker than, let's say, a preamp device. So you just have to know what's happening on that side of things and control it there. So we don't always do that. Like very rarely would we ever do a scenario where the rear speakers, actually the only scenario where the rear speakers is powered by something other than the amplifier or the DSP is with a Kenwood radio. Outside of that, it's got to be on. It's got to pass through it. It's got to be doing something. Afternoon, guys. Hard week getting back into remote start season. Hey, Anthony, God be with you, my friend. Do it. Do it. We don't have to. So, but somebody has to and make the money, because I don't want to. It sounds so terrible. Lord Dean, ETA of Disney World reopening. Oh, is it closed? I didn't know it was closed. I don't know. Why is it? Why was it closed? Local Clearwater. My Bluetooth died in my 2019 Accord. Do I need factory replacement of head unit? Oh, so the Bluetooth is built into the head unit. It is not an external module. So I would say, yeah, you're going to need to either get that replaced or repaired. That is strange, though. I've never seen that happen. And I don't think there is a upgrade kit for that yet. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I don't think I don't think Metra makes a radio dash kit for that yet.
Yeah.
But you could check to see. But yeah, you're going to want the factory radio. You try metraonline.com and see if they make a dash kit for that. If they do, obviously your radio would be better, but yeah. What's the difference between regular car door speakers over mid-bass speakers? Okay. So
we talk about like mid-range? Like,
I'm going to check this. Well, okay. So what is the difference between regular car door speakers over mid-bass speakers? All right. So since the Arc Audio speakers broke now, it's rugged. It's not broke. Don't be silly. It's the only thing I have sitting here. Let's use this for what we're talking about. So there's different parts to every speaker. Okay. So obviously this has a bridge here that has a tweeter attached to it. If this tweeter was gone, this would just be a mid-bass driver. Meaning all it would have is, we don't have anything out. Which I don't want to get those.
No, but I know we have.
It's okay. It's okay. We need to move on. So anyways, this would just be a single cone mid-bass driver, okay? Now, there's a couple different speakers that you put in a door. Some would be a coaxial like this, different levels of that. The factory typically will give you what's called a dual cone speaker, meaning that it looks like the mid-bass, just it usually has some kind of either a whizzer or a dust cap on it that is designed to capture high frequency. Now, if there's a tweeter in the car, then it won't have that. It'll just look like a factory mid-bass. It'll look just like this thing without the tweeter, and it'll be a mid-bass. So it's really, there's no mystery to it. They're all just speakers. It's with different names because of the purpose is for what they are going to do. So a door speaker could be a mid-bass driver. It could be a coaxial like this. It could be a coaxial where it comes out of the center.
Now, also the new ones, like for example, the Chevy or the Toyota, they have subwoofers.
Yes,
right?
in that case,
the
it's not.
Factory
The
is not.
a,
it's actually a subwoofer.
Yeah. Because they have a 2-inch or a 3-inch up in the dash.
Correct.
That's providing all the mid-range. Ooh, it gets crazy.
Yeah, no, it's very confusing.
Right.
Hey, Brad. From
Is it
Seattle?
Brad? He's in Seattle.
He's in Seattle.
Ah,
I
Space
wanna
Needle
be in
time.
Seattle.
Space Needle time. Okay, so I need to do this because
What do you need to do?
I need to change the header here. And I'm going to move on to these guys. So right now, what we want to talk about, this next portion of the show is brought to you by the fine folks at Audio Control. This is the amplifier that you guys want us to dyno next. This is the Altitude 600.4. That's right, it's a 4-channel. I love dynoing 4 channels. I think they're a lot of fun because everyone just dynos those stupid mono blocks. They're no fun. But the cool thing about this, which you'll learn in the video once we do the unboxing, is this has a couple cool features, such as a 10-time multiplier switch, which we talk about all the time. So if you want to run channels 1 and 2 to a set of tweeters, you need a 10-time multiplier switch so you can take that regular crossover and double it. So for example, if you have it set to 500 hertz, now it's 5,000 hertz. Pretty cool, right? So you can get really good crossover points for your tweeters. So you can do a nice 2-way set of components active off of this guy here if you wanted to, especially because you can run those tweeters off of it. And it has a 10-time multiplier switch for both front and rear channels. So that's pretty nice. Pulling back to the laptop here, taking a quick look just to give you some specifications on this guy. If we scroll down here, it's 100 watts by 4 at 4 ohms and 150 watts times 4 at 2 ohms. And if you want to, you can bridge it to 300 watts by 2. Oh yeah. And it does give you the option to add a bass knob, this guy right here. So if you wanted to use this as a 3-channel amplifier, doing, let's say, a set of fronts and a subwoofer, you can. So this will be the next amp we dyno in the audio control line because you guys asked for it. So we are going to do it. How fun is that?
All right. A 4-channel amplifiers, small versus a full size. If the DHT and power levels are almost the same, what would you go with? The full size?
So really the reason why you're looking at sizes of amplifiers as opposed to sizes of amplifiers. Okay, I don't think I said what I meant to say there because I got 2 things going on. I got 2 conversations going on in my head. Anyways, usually when you look at the small amplifiers that are 50 by 4, it's a little tiny thing, or 70 by 4, it's a Class D amplifier, okay? And that topology is a little bit different than, say, a bigger amplifier like these. These are bigger amplifiers. These are AB class amplifiers. Okay.
Whose birthday is that?
I don't know. So an AB class amplifier, because of the design of the amplifier, it needs to be a bigger amplifier. It's going to generate more heat. Okay. So there's nothing to say that you can't design a Class D amplifier that is spec'd out fantastically. Sounds wonderful. And a full-size Class AB amplifier that's spec'd out sounds wonderful. And usually the 2 differences will be size. Now, as far as whether you can hear the difference between a Class D, they don't have tears that come down the screen. Now, as far as whether you can hear the difference between a Class D small or a Class AB big in a car is always open for debate because you're driving down the road doing 100 in his case, 60 in our case. So there's a lot of noise being generated. The other thing, too, is size. How are you going to fit the small amplifier in there? So these are always questions that we ask. So, for example, like we said, this is 100 by 4. And then if we come over here, and we grab this guy, which is also very similar in power. I think we got 100 watts per channel out of it as well. So, but yeah, here you go. So there's 2 totally different size amplifiers, okay? And this is not taking in consideration price, okay? Because that's a whole nother headache. The smaller the amp is, typically the more money it's going to cost because the more they had to put into it to get it to sound amazing. But yeah, so I always like to think of amplifiers as utilitarian, meaning what is going to fit where? Do I have room for this? I might not. So even if I wanted this, I'm not going to be able to get it because I need something that's this size. So, you know, I had a guy ask me the other day, like, hey, you know, where do I put amplifiers in this car? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. You're the one in the car. You know, how do I fit this big ass amplifier in my small ass car. You can't do that. So really the better move is, when deciding what amplifier to buy, is take a look at the area you have to put it in. And, most manufacturers will give you the sizes of the amplifiers. That's why we always talk about it in the video, so that you can decide, okay, I have X amount of room. Will said amplifier fit? And make sure to add in some room depending on where your wiring is. So the wiring comes out of left and right on this, and the wiring comes out of the bottom on that. So that means as long as I have this much space, okay, and I have room this way, this amp will be good. But now if you look at this, okay, when you add the wiring to it, this is going to come out to about here. So in reality, with wiring, this is only about 2 inches shorter than this amplifier. Ooh, right? So that's also something to consider. So even though we all want to, basically, to sum that all up, buy the best amplifier that will fit in the location you're trying to put it. Make sense? Okay, cool. Okay, moving on.
Ken, what Frank says about checking the video we just did for audio control with Matthew Palombo, yes, he covered why is the reason for it. So,
There, I asked what the question was.
what do I need to use?
Go ahead.
What do I need to use my setting controls in my 2005 Mazda 6? I use an aftermarket, no screen, double-in radio, and what speakers will fit in the front. Okay. Confused. I just clicked on that one.
Yeah. Do I need to use setting controls in my 2005 Mazda if using an aftermarket, no screen, doubled in? So I think it sounds like he's just putting a regular radio doubled in.
Sure.
in the, so screen controls. I mean, okay, regardless of what radio you go with, the car is the most important thing. Whatever size radio you're going to fit in it, you have ways to interact with it, either via the steering wheel controls or the face of the radio. If you get a radio if you have steering wheel controls and you buy a module that will talk to the radio and give you steering wheel controls built into it, then yeah, you don't have to touch the radio. You can use these and it'll interact, but there's always a secondary module that you need. Now, 2005 is not going to be an iData compatible radio. So if there's anything in the factory radio you need to retain, you will have to set that up before you pull out the factory radio, because it will stay in the car will keep that memory, but you will lose control after you pull out the factory radio and put an aftermarket in a car that old. In a newer car, we would just do iData, in which case you're going to retain all that because the iData ports that over into the new radio. As far as what speakers will fit in the front, I'm going to go with I have no idea, but there's a great place you can go to figure out factory sizes, and that's Crutchfield. Okay, Crutchfield has a great way to type in, and it'll tell you what size speaker will fit in your car. More than likely, that's either going to be an 8-inch or a 6.5, because those are typical Mazda sizes.
Really? I was thinking like a 5x7.
No, I mean, it might be. It's a 2005.
Right.
There's 3 different sizes it could be.
Right.
So
no, but like this is the best place to check it out.
But that's all we got. And if you decide you want to get something from Crutchfield, make sure to ping up Mary Lou. She can help you with that.
Boom.
Boom. Boom. Hey, audio control D 4.800 and a Kenwood XR 1800.1s. Ooh, should I be worried about overpowering them? 7 inchers? No, you should never be worried about overpowering anything. Okay. Oh my God, he said that out loud. No, you shouldn't. Listen, if the amplifier is crossover, EQ, and everything is set up properly, okay, there should never be an issue. There should never be an issue. You should never blow a speaker because, there again, it's set up properly. You have a D series, which means there's a DSP in there. A DSP will allow you to limit any anomaly that might be created in the car or from the speaker. You can literally just reduce it down. Okay, so there should be no reason to ever have a problem with those things. Like, the great thing about DSP is that we get almost no blown speakers anymore. I mean, think about it. When's the last time we replaced a speaker with a DSP? No. Because we can literally go in there and go, readjust the EQ, fixed.
Yeah.
So No, I wouldn't stress out about it at all.
And I don't know what kind of car do you have.
I don't either.
But for me, I'm like against rear speakers. I'm not against rear speakers, but with that D 4.800, you go active.
Yeah.
And that Kenwood X. Oh, dude, that would sound amazing.
Amazing. Brute by Fabergé. Vera, of course, checking in says,
Yes.
I believe, who is the Mazda man?
He's the Mazda
He's
man.
the Mr. Mazda man. Believes your Mazda's probably got a 6x8, which is also a 5x7. 5x7, 6x8, same speaker.
Why do they change it?
It's just a hole pattern. It's the same. Everyone always uses the same. It's just they
It's
call
the same thing.
Yeah, I know. It's just hole pattern. That's why they have the 4 holes on one side, 2 holes on the other,
Amazing.
and then the holes on the ends that I've never used.
So complicated.
I have no idea. Melissa's answering some questions in the comment. If Melissa answers your question, believe her. She knows what she's talking about. So
Okay.
thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa.
If Chris Vera answers your question, be skeptical. Be very skeptical.
Shoot.
You know, because he works at Best Buy.
Did I almost throw out my laptop?
I'm joking, of course. We love Chris. Not really. No. Good question, Calvin.
Mm-hmm.
What should it cost to get a system tuned? Man, okay. I jumped ahead in some questions. I'm sorry for those of you that asked questions. I know. I will get back to it. This is a wonderful question. Okay, so most like for us, I can answer it for us, and I can answer it for some other people that we know and what they charge. So we will typically charge anywhere between 2 to 4 hours of tune time. Okay, and when you look at that on an invoice, depending on what else is happening, that could be anywhere between $500 to $1,000. Okay, that's just what it is. Okay, now, like I said, anywhere between $500 to $1,000. So now there are other people like Miguel and his hero, Chris's hero,
Jeffrey Hall.
Thank you. That will tune remotely. And that can cost you
Nick
Apicella also. These can cost you from, let's say, $2,000 up.
Dean Bayat.
Not me. Not me. But those can cost you between $2,000 and up. And there's a whole process to it. Like I believe Jeffrey Hall will send you out a JL Max so that he can do it remotely, and then you send it back to him.
What?
Yeah, I think so. I think he sends out when he's doing it. He return ships a JL Max to use to tune it. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That is crazy.
Well, yeah, but you're also giving him a credit card. So if you screw, you might. I don't know how he does it, but I'm pretty sure somebody tells me he's got 2 JL Maxes, and
shipping back and forth.
I feel so betrayed. We love you, Chris. Yeah, 1,500. Yeah. That's it. Remote tune from Nick starts at 1,500. Yeah. So there again, your local. You know, I don't like Jeff. Like when Jeff Smith does it, he has a minimum amount of money he charges plus travel time. So, and then, he can do, there again, he charges per hour.
Yes.
So with a minimum. So, yeah. Thank you, Fang, Keeper of Time.
Thank you. So, yeah, it just depends.
I think
you just got to talk to some people.
Okay. What I would say is that if you're going to go to a shop and have them tune your car and you're not familiar with the shop, ask questions. Ask questions. Ask them what tools they use, what RTA they're using. Are they using an RTA? How do they
tune the car?
How many have they tuned? Does anybody there have a car you can listen to?
Dude, I just have my screwdriver, bro.
Yeah, what do you mean? Bro, I got a laptop. Stand back. Stand back.
Yes, like Dean said, ask questions. Here, social media is the best place to go and kind of find out what people are doing and things like that.
I always tell all my customers, ask me as many questions as you want before I start. But once I start, if you're asking me a question, it's too late.
Yeah.
So no one should be upset about questions. You should ask as many you want. Hey, the next the next quarter of the show is brought to you by the fine folks at Moscone-America.
Yep.
America. That's right. America. Anyways. These little guys here hanging on the back wall, these are the Moscone Pros, and we talk about these all the time. Yeah. This little sexy pickle here is what we like to call the Moscone 410. That's right. This is a 4-channel amplifier.
That's a 410?
Ooh, it's a 410.
Wow.
Now, there's two chassis sizes if you haven't picked up on the subtleties here. There's the small 10 series size, and of course, there's the bigger 30 size. Like this here, its bigger brother, the AAB 430. Now, they also make an AAB 210, which is in this same size bracket. Ooh. So in the 210 line, in case you were curious, this is also really fun because you can get this cool, like, sexy sound and at a compact size. So 3 of the amplifiers that we're talking about is you can get into there's 4 of them. You can get into a 110, a 210, a 210 AAB, as well as this guy right here, which is the 410. Ooh, that's right. The 410 is 160 watts by 4 in this little compact size of AB class sexiness at 2 ohm. So, anyways, I like these. These are some of what I think are the sexiest amplifiers out. I love the red fan for cooling. You can actually slide them around too, so you can pop the. Don't do it, but little magnetic door that covers up all the controls, and that's that. So, if you're interested in learning more about Mcone, you can head over to Mcone-America.com or Gladen.com for even more information. Next question. It's magnetic too. Lots of magnets.
All right. I would say it's extended cab Tundra.
Yeah.
Does the subwoofer and port orientation even matter in a small space? Sub and port both forward, facing forward.
So what I've found when it comes to truck boxes and ports, facing the port forward is usually not what we would do. The reason why is that you got to L bracket it in, and it plus it's fire. You want the port to be able to breathe unobstructedly. So typically you're going to port it off to one side or the other, or back, depending on if it's like a truck box. But usually not in the back of a seat. Now, if it is like an under seat box and it's ported forward, that's fine. Just never port the box into the seat, the back of the seat. That's really the only caveat. As far as where the subwoofers go, no, wherever you can fit them, down, far, in front, put them wherever you want. It's just going to move air. The less unobstructed it is, the better. But it's a truck, so you don't always get that as an option. Miles, that's funny. Not Mcone.
I want to install 2 USB ports in my car, and my Pioneer radio only has 1 USB port. That's it. Will any Y cables with 2 female and 1 male work for this?
I want to install 2 USB ports in my car and my
limited to
Pioneer.
1 port.
Okay, so that's a no. That's a big fat no. You cannot Y anything on USB. So the radio only has 1 USB output. It is not capable of reading 2 things. If that's it, you can only do 1. If you need a second USB, you want to buy one of those go on Amazon, type in amplified USB or USB charger socket or anything like that, and you're good to go. So what we'll do, iSimple, which is Stinger, also makes this. They make this cool little USB charger, okay? And so what we'll do is we'll get the dual USB connector that has, 2 USBs, and we'll plug one of them into the radio, and that will be your CarPlay, Android Auto, or data. And then we'll take the other one and we'll go off to a charger and then hook up power and ground to that. So you'll have dual USB, one for charge for your passenger, and one for functionality and charge for you, the driver. But no, you cannot Y off a USB for a radio. It's not a laptop, man. It don't work that way. So, A to B interfacing Midrange and Nav TV now versus PAC versus Maestro. Okay, so Midrange and Nav TV obviously are now the same company. As far as A to B interfacing go, the first one that ever came out was the Nav TV. Nav TV is the old school OG. Like, they came out. We shot a video a long time ago. It works fantastic. Midrange has recently come out with one. The second one to come out was the PAC interface. And there again, PAC interface worked really well. Still does. I've never used the Midrange, and we just got the new Maestro A to B. The Maestro A to B is definitely it took 2 years to design that piece. They put a lot into that as far as how that goes. As very, unlike all the others, the thing that makes that piece special right now, key, is that it has a linear volume control. If you own a Ford, then you know as you turn up the volume, you turn up the volume, you turn up the volume. And at the very end, it gets intense. The Maestro is the only one currently on the market that is designed to give you as linear as a volume control as possible. And in my mind, that's the most important thing, period. It just does the best. It's way cooler than anything else. So a couple other things you can do with the Maestro is that if you pair it up with a Maestro product, such as Arc Audio or Audison, you can get a little bit more control in it when using like Toslink features. So I would say Maestro. Yeah, I go Maestro. But all of them are good, so pick whatever you can get. Most of the time, it's just availability that decides which one you're going to buy. You know. Anybody see the new DS18 SMD amps? The who? What did they come out with? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Really? I haven't seen them. Not at all. No.
They have RGBs and a
Wow.
voltmeter.
And they're strappable? No. Wow.
Boom.
Dude, that is crazy.
No. We sold them.
We're giving you a hard time. Everyone has seen him. It's Steve. He's like the
It's
most
pretty
popular
cool,
audio
man.
guy on the face of the
Yes.
earth. So
We like it. You know, they look cool. So
as far as what they're going to do, how cool they are, I think they look pretty. I'm excited. I can't. The rumor has it they're probably going to have them at SEMA. I can't wait to see them. I want to put eyeballs on them and watch the twinkly lights. That's Big Red. He's an idiot. Okay, let's move on.
okay.
Hi.
I have a stereo system
Ooh,
and
did that in stereo. Go ahead.
that was
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
mono.
No,
And
it's right and left, bro.
no, because everything came out at the same time. And it does the right speaker louder than the left speaker. It's that bad amplifier?
No. I can tell you right now, no 2-channel, 4-channel, multi-channel amplifier has the same amount of power coming out of left and right. Doesn't happen. It can be tragic. Like, it can be a lot. Like, when we dyno these multi-channel amplifiers, go watch any of them.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see one channel could have 50 watts, the other one would have 65. And it swings, too. It also is very dependent on the ohm load and the speaker and the heat of the speaker.
In the game.
And the gain. So they're like, because we'll dyno an amplifier, and let's say we do the toughest one, the certified. Man, yeah, the certified run is the hardest run, and you'll see these things. It'll be like 30 watts of difference between left and right. You do the uncertified, it's a little less, and then you go and okay, that's weird. And then you do like the pulsing one, and like they'll be even crazier than the first one. You'll be like, what the hell? We didn't get anything close. Sometimes they'll be close, sometimes they're not. So no, there is definitely a huge difference. And like we could run it 5 times and it would be different all 5 times. But there's definitely a difference between the two. See, this is where DSP becomes your saving grace, because the DSP has level control for each single channel. So you don't have to worry about that crap. Now, if you want to figure out which channel is louder than the other, let's say the passenger side is louder than the driver's side, then what I would do is switch your RCAs. So make left, right, right, left, and then switch your speakers so that the passenger side is louder than the driver's side, because when you're set up in DSP, most of the time that's how it goes anyways, because it's farther away, or vice versa. Either way, you could use that to your advantage if you know which one is bad.
Ooh, there you go, guys. Louder. There you go.
DS18 is now available at Crutchfield.
Promoting.
Wah, wah, wah. And as we said earlier, if you need something from Crutchfield, make sure to hit up Mary Lou.
Any questions?
Go up to the next one, Calvin. Where it says, I got it. Never mind.
Okay.
You're fine. Are you guys working at Dino's Get Down in Arizona? So Fernando will be going to Dino's Get Down because we'll be at SEMA the week before, and the little midget that keeps running back and forth through here, who's famous, He doesn't want to miss his
Midget, please.
Yeah, midget, please. It's a stand-up show. Anyways, he doesn't want to be without his midget for 2
For
weeks.
2 weeks, bro. I can't.
So I'm taking Haley with us. As far as whether we're working, as far as I know, I will be in the Mobile Solutions Rockford booth area, whatever it is. I don't know what I'll be doing.
I think it's gonna be Mobile Solutions, bro.
Well, they're right next to one another. It's all one big area.
Yeah.
Mobile Solutions /Rockford.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, he's
I
gonna
will
be there.
I'll be there working
Go
with Haley.
bother him.
Bother Haley.
No, don't bother Haley.
And whatever you do, if you see Haley, don't go, hey, where's your dad?
Yeah,
because she will just totally give you the worst RBF you've ever seen in your life.
But no, yes, he will be there. And
dude, Melissa's on fire tonight. Thank you, Melissa.
This girl is on fire.
All right,
okay.
let's keep our opinions on products to ourselves.
What?
Sean is getting a little carried away. We're peace and love, man.
Yeah, that's it.
So this is not the place to have bad stories.
All right, next.
Thanks for all your advice. You guys have given me gentlemen. Yeah, okay, give me gentlemen. Okay, do you think you need more than a single 5-channel amp to run a pair of 6.5 components? There he is, right here, the midget.
Hey.
Get out of here. You suck, bro. 6.5 components in a single 10 sub. Or would it sound better a lot running a couple different amps with more power? The system is going. Okay, so there's a lot of words here that basically say, hey, is a 5-channel amp good enough to do a set of 6.5 components at a 10-inch? Yeah, it's actually perfect. So rule of thumb for new audio would be however many speakers you have or how many channels you should have. So, for example, if you have 4 speakers up front and a sub, that's 5. It's made for a 5-channel. It's like a match made in heaven. That is literally what we call the front stage upgrade. That gives us an amplified front stage that's fully active with level control and a subwoofer, which we totally need because everybody needs tons of bass, right? I'm not going to compete or anything, but, I just want bass so that, no one hears it outside of the car, but it does shake my brain in my head, skull smacking, because it's small brain, big head. Yeah, I want that. Could you do that for me, please? No. Anyways, no, 5-channel is fantastic. Welcome to the DNF Mobile Solutions, where if you don't take our advice,
we punch you in the face.
We disown you, and you're nothing. You're dead to me. Basically about it. You ask, I answer. You go, no. I go, okay.
You're dead.
You're dead to me.
Literally.
Dead to me.
Done.
Yes.
That's hard, bro.
It is hard. Hold on. But Keith has got a good question. So I'm going to go with Keith. Keith says, Audison 8.9 DSP running Milli Pro 3-ways. Nice. Would you bridge four channels to run mid-bass or use 2 channels on rear fill? Also, what cap to protect tweeter? Thank you guys so much. Keith, fantastic question. Mm-hmm. If I could, all right, I'm a big fan of staggered power. 830 has staggered power. It has 4 channels of low power, 4 channels of high power. It's all high power, but higher low. Anyways, yes, if I screw rear fill, as Mitchell says, it's rear fill is a communist plot to take over the world. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. So, no, I would always, listen, I'm going to concentrate on my front stage first. Front is all that matters. Looking at me, baby. Looking at me.
Okay.
Just look at me first. Anyways, so, no, I would totally bridge them and knock it out. As far as a cap on the tweeter, this is one of those things that everyone asks and I don't do. Okay. There's a couple of good reasons to have it, but there's one really dumb reason to have it. Couple dumb reasons to have it. First things first, you're going with an active crossover.
Yes.
If the crossover fails, the tweeters are the least of your problem. You're just blowing up an amplifier, okay? Because the likelihood of it not working, your amplifier's dead. The tweeters are fine, okay? Because in all my years of doing this, I've had one DSP that lost its tune, and it was an ARC Audio, but it was a software glitch on my part that I didn't do. But the amplifier reset itself. And when it reset itself, it automatically shuts off the audio. So I was like, oh, yeah, it's no big deal. Reflashed it, set it off. Good. Fantastic. Okay. The biggest problem with putting capacitor on these amplifiers is that they're Class D amplifiers, okay? And it's a capacitor. It's not a cap and a coil. If it's a cap and a coil, it's different. It's 12 dB, and it also has the ability to absorb the feedback that's going to go into the amplifier. So when you shut the amplifier off, you're going to get a tick in your tweeters. Tickety tick. Okay? Oh, great. I can't wait. So don't put a cap on there. You're going to get a turn off pop in your tweeters. And you'll be like, what the hell? Why did it? Because. So, but no, Bridget. Okay, what do you got?
All right, I got this one.
If you're dead to these guys, all of you have to buy Nando a coffee. As far as Dean, everyone is dead to him.
That's so cool.
I mean, he's right.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Sucker for a coffee, man.
Yeah, black. Yeah, okay. So Mike buys us black. Mike calls us the other day and says, "Hey guys, I'm gonna send you some breakfast." What do you drink for breakfast? What do you drink? I go, I drink water. He goes, I drink black coffee. And I'm looking at Fernando going, the guy does not drink black coffee. He never drinks, change the top.
Yes.
He never drinks black coffee. Like everywhere we've ever gone, he is never drinking a black coffee. He always gets a coffee. Oh, it's Eduardo. Jesus, the stupidity is so thick today. He always adds cream and sugar to his coffee. So the coffee shows up and he goes to me, is there any sugar in the bag? I go, no. Why would there be sugar in the bag? Why wouldn't there? Because you didn't ask for any sugar or cream.
I know, but it's like, dude,
no, they don't give you accessories.
They do.
They do not.
My places, they give you a lot of accessories. They
That's
like, hey, man. No,
dude. No, they don't give you accessories, bro. There's no accessories. Okay. It's not like a muffin where you need accessories.
That's so weird. It was so weird.
But anyways, luckily he's got a toolbox full of accessories for your coffee.
I do.
I laughed my butt off. Yeah, because you magically pulled like 9 packets of sugar out of your toolbox.
Yeah, I was like short one. I always put 10.
Yeah, I know.
I just put, a little bit of coffee and my sugar. So just trying to.
Hey guys, this next section is brought to you by the fine folks at thinkwarestore.com. One thing that we just put out the video on how to install or tap the power section of it. And people go, oh, that's cool, but, and it's like, no, there's supposed to be no questions after watching the video because we did a really thorough job. And one of the things that I just say, hey, listen, do yourself a favor and buy this guy right here. This is the Thinkware OBD2 power cable. This makes the installation what we like to call stupid proof. Okay, so all you got to do is plug this in, run this up top to your camera, and you're done. That's it. You don't have to tap fuses. You don't have to go to cigar lighters. You don't have to do anything. You just plug this into the OBD2 and run it up top. Now, if you're going, well, I plug in one of my insurance things, no problem. Go over to Amazon, type in OBD2 Y connector, and boom. There's like 500 Y connectors out there that you can.
Y or D harness, whatever you want to call it. But yes, go to thinkwarestore.com, go to accessories, and you will find this bad boy right there.
There it is.
Right there. Look at that.
I know. It's pretty cool.
And it's so much simpler, the installation.
See, right here. So here's these we order off of Amazon because why wouldn't you? That plugs in to your factory just like this would. And then you have two outputs here. So you can plug your cool Thinkware, boom, just like that. Oh, yeah, I'm done. And then you can plug your stupid insurance tracker. So Big Brother can keep an eye on you.
Yeah, so you can save 10 cents.
Yeah, maybe. Or they can say, nope, we're not covering you. You were speeding. Anyways, head over to thinkwarestore.com. Pick them up.
That's why I don't get those things. Because they would not insure me.
Sorry, we ain't friends that way. You don't need to know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I don't need you interrupting my deals. All right, moving on.
Okay. Hey guys, please help. When my bass hits, the car slows down. Same time when the bass hits, what can this be? Also, how can I get rid of the popping noise?
Okay, so the reality is you got a voltage issue happening. Okay, I don't know how big your amplifiers are. I'm assuming they're rather large because your alternator is pulling current at that point in time would be the only thing that makes any sense. Is that you're taxing the system so hard that it's yeah. The other thing is, what size motor do you have? I mean, is it like a 2-cylinder? I mean, very rarely.
Cylinder,
I'm just saying. I mean,
it's probably like a 4-cylinder.
I mean, if we got a 4,500 watt amp, like
like for example, like Honda Civics have the smallest battery,
tiniest battery, and their charging system only comes on when you're going 45 miles an hour. So when you're going on the road, and that alternator is just like So now, as far as get rid of a popping noise, turn on pop, turn off pop, pop pop. Metra makes a pop stopper, the PS, that allows you to add delay. Most of the time, pop is caused from either a amplifier that doesn't have adequate input shielding. So the RCA inrush of power, you're hearing everything's turning on at the same time. Sometimes you can figure out what it is by just removing the remote turn on, letting the radio turn on first, counting to 3 and connecting the remote turn on, see if you still get a pop. If you're still getting a pop, it's not a single problem. It's the amplifier turn on problem. You could try a better ground. Sometimes you have poor grounding issues that are causing that. Most of the time, it's just the equipment sucks. Not saying your equipment sucks, but a lot of the times turn on pop is caused by bad equipment or just a bad piece of equipment. I mean, you got a bad version of it.
All right.
The ThinkWare video showed me I have empty fuse spots in my fuse box in the VW, right?
There you go.
I know, it's pretty crazy.
Like, if you don't want to deal with fuses because you don't know if that's the true or not, you just buy that OBD2 connector. You don't have to worry about it. But that's good. Thank you, Jester, for the 5. Are factory camera replacements that have a better visual quality than the 35-year-old VHS tape?
Yes.
Who?
So there's the new cameras that everyone is coming out with. We use the Echo Master, which is
the Echo Master.
We just started using it. It's they have a name. It's like an AHS. I don't honestly remember the acronym that they've come up with, but yeah, some of the newer cameras are much better because they're actually high-res cameras that are being downsampled to 480, so they look a lot nicer.
That make nice cameras.
Not a clue.
They just came out with the whole system for the Tesla. Riding.
Yeah.
Check Riding, see if they have something.
I think they're using the same type cameras. But yeah, so some of they're more expensive, obviously, but yeah. And of course, Kenwood, if you buy the high-end Kenwood, has a high-res camera that you can attach to it. So does the high 10.
Normal press. You'll be able to make OEM-style door baffle adapters, not available yet in the door panel ABS plastic.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
Well, there's a guy that does that already. The door pod guy.
Door pods guys, yeah. I mean, they cool.
I mean, if that's what you want,
it's a solution.
I mean, yeah. Love the show, guys. I have an LC5 1300 audio control and 2 pairs of Focal ICU 570s. Integrated series 5x7 coaxial speed, yes, with a kicker, comp RT downfiring 12, dual 2 ohm. My question: can I bridge 1300? Hold on, I know what you're gonna. All right, so I need to go here. Let's go back, and then we need to go to power amplifiers. Yes, and then we need to go to LC5 1300. And I think the question is, it's a dual 2, which means no, you cannot bridge, because if we go over here to the channel,
let me remove
we have the 1300, and the 1x500 watts is only at 2 ohm, and it's 300 watts at 4 ohm. And if you have a dual 2 subwoofer, the only 2 options you have to run it are 1 ohm or 4 ohm. So you cannot bridge that woofer. You need the dual. You need the dual 4 or the dual 1. That'll get you to a 2 ohm load. But no, you can't bridge it. You could, but you'll blow it up. So that was the other thing that they changed in the new Altitude and Epic series amplifiers, is that now they have an amplifier that will do 1 ohm. because up until now, they've all been 2 ohm amplifiers. So
Mike with the Crime Stopper CM400 is HD. Pretty good for the price.
okay,
There you go.
there you
Got
go.
options. Right?
I was thinking Crime Stopper. I was like, he's going to talk about alarms. What's up, Axeman? How's it going, buddy?
Hey,
Still got the water.
who got the water?
His water. His Voss.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah, I know. I'm using a Key 200.4 as a line driver into a CXA 360.4 for the mid bass. Should I turn up the gain on the 200.4 or leave it all the way down? Yes, I like Vegemite. It needs to be used sparingly. Okay, cool. Thanks, Phil. So the reality, okay. So the 360.4 in the high level mode, you know, when you look at what it's capable of doing on the website, it's going to give you in high level, which is what you're running it, the amount of power it can take as high level. So you want to tune the 200.4 first. So you're going to set it up so that you can get the, you know, check the distortion lights, check the clipping, let it do its surround, and turn it up to where its maximum output is first. All right. So that the little lights on it are doing their thing. You don't want them to clip that. Once that 200.4 is set up to its maximum amount of output, then you're going to put that into the 360.4 and use the gains on the 360.4 to match now the output of the 200.4. So the 200.4 has all their cool distortion detection and stuff like that. Use that. Get it all set up perfectly. And then you're going to use your gains on your 360.4 to voltage match the output of the 200.4 to the input of the 360.4. Okay, because the 200.4 has a digital input that needs to be, those lights need to be perfect or you'll get weird sound. So let it be a line driver that it is. And it's only going to put out X amount of power properly and then put that into the input of the 360.4. And sparingly for me is just don't use it at all. Like keep it in the jar. I'll take a sandwich. Just don't put it on there. We're all good. Hi guys. I think of getting audio control 6x9 components for front speakers and pairing it with 1 and 2 channel on the LC4. Okay. Any thoughts? No, that should be fine. Yeah, why not? It'll be nice. It'll do it. It'll be good. Keith, thanks for the $10. Says, do you happen to know the crossover points for the Milli Pro 3-way components or a good email for someone? Yes. Hold on. I don't think I have his email.
Probably.
So it's Christopher McNulty. Hold on.
I mean, normally when you call tech support,
yeah, you can.
He will
He's going to answer the phone.
Yes. So if you call tech support, he will answer.
So go to electromediausa.com.
Uh-huh.
Hang on.
You got it?
Yeah. Yeah. If you go, hold on. Hide. Shut this off. Hang on. Hide. If you go to electromedia-usa.com, you scroll all the way to the bottom. There is an 877-567-3030 number. There's also a sales at electromedia-usa.com, which you can reach out to, and someone will get back to you for sure. The gentleman's name is Christopher McNulty.
Yes.
And he is all over Facebook. So you could probably find him on Facebook by just doing a search for Christopher McNulty.
Yeah.
And he'll have a big Audison hat on his face or something like that. What are you looking for?
No, because I remember I used to have those pro shirts for Hertz and
Yeah, but those aren't going to be for USA. Those are going to be for overseas. You'll never get an answer
Really?
overseas. Yeah.
Okay.
Those aren't for the USA. They don't have the crossover points in there. We know that because we actually called them and asked them this once. Because we wanted to verify the FS on the tweeter, because on the Millie Legend, it was like, I think we were getting like 2,600 at 24 dB. So it was like, the Millie Legend was like 26 or 2,800. And then 350 on the mid-range. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but what is the what is that one? Mini Pro 3 ways?
Yeah.
I mean, they have few of them in here.
Yeah, 25.3. It's 12. So it was 24.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyways, so if you can figure out the FS of the tweeter and multiply it by 2 and keep it a Linkwitz Riley 24 dB, then you'll be all set, because that's really what they're looking for. But if you'd like to talk to somebody, because Chris likes to talk, that's who you'll get a hold of.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa was just doing fantastic. Go ahead and shut off that.
Okay. Well, and thank you for the 10, man.
Thank you.
What am I shut off?
Shut off the thinkware thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Coming.
Yep. You got it.
Got it.
Thank you. Good job.
Proud of myself.
So SB compatible amplifiers right now are either going to be anything Mcone with a DSP or the Helix products with anything amplifier with a DSP. Basically, both of those all will be SB compliant. So we use both. Just pick the ones you like. But yeah, it's going to be either those two amplifiers. Or you can use a 10 ohm load resistor and from Metra, and that will work too. But we always just use either the Helix or the Mcone, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And the bass audio system, because they always work. We never have a problem. It's fantastic. So, anyways, hey guys, oh my gosh, it's been an hour. This was a fun show for us. We hope you had a good time. If we missed your question, I apologize. The Midrange does not work on the bass audio system. It's only for the A to B system. So it's bass audio. Anyways, thank you guys so much for having fun with us tonight. We'd like to thank the sponsors of the show. Mm-hmm. Of course, we have our good friends at Arc Audio, our good friends at Moscone, Gladen, and Focal, as well as ThinkwareStore.com and AudioControl.com as well. We'd like to thank you guys for playing along with us and giving us great questions to rack our brains and make me tired so I can go home and go to bed. So thank you so much for doing that. Next week is coming soon. We'll be back Monday to answer your questions and do fun stuff like that. Yeah. Got anything else? DNF tool drawer's place to go find all our cool tools. DNF tool drawer.
RTA.
Haven't said that in a minute. Wow. You can find the shirts at DNF Swag, not these.
No.
These are going to be custom. These are next year's problems.
Yeah.
But that's it, guys. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. Don't do anything silly out there because that would be terrible. We want to see you back here Monday for more of your questions, which is if we didn't answer yours today, try again Monday. Try Monday. Monday's another day. And for right now, though, that's all the time we have. You guys go forth, be merry. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Bye.